This is half a glass of sugar. Can you imagine eating all of it at once? But in a 600 ml bottle of Mirinda, there is this much sugar. 82.8 grams to be specific. We all know how common these drinks are in our lives, no matter where you live, so I won't bore you explaining that. But according to Coca-Cola's website, each day 1.9 billion servings of Coca-Cola are sold. Can you imagine how large this number is? And this is only one drink. If you include all soft drinks, the sheer quantity consumed worldwide is unimaginable. That's why today, allow me to shock you by telling you about the ingredients of these drinks. Once you know about them, show this video to your friends and family if you love them, so that they can know what they consume. Let's begin this video by addressing some myths. One of the biggest myths about soft drinks is that they are called toilet cleaner by critics, but the direct answer is no. People often make this comparison because toilet cleaners contain certain acids which cold drinks also contain. These acids are citric acids and phosphoric acids. Phosphoric acid is a common food-grade additive assigned the number E338. When there is a huge sugar content, mold and bacteria can easily grow. So it is used to prevent the growth of that bacteria. It can also be found in jams, processed meat, cereal bars and many other things. On the other hand, citric acid can be found naturally in lemons and oranges. However, comparing soft drinks and toilet cleaners would be wrong because chemistry teaches us that there are mild acids and concentrated acids, and the ones used in cold drinks are mild. Another point often raised is that the pH level of a soft drink is the same as that of a toilet cleaner. But did you know the acidity of lemon juice? Its pH level ranges from 2.0 to 2.6. Grapes have pH levels around 2.9, similar to soft drinks. If this myth is clear to you, you might wonder if it's okay to drink soft drinks. The answer is quite simple: no. So why was I defending? The simple answer is that misinformation is dangerous. Remember that. Let's try to understand why soft drinks are dangerous. I won't talk about secret ingredients or occasional contamination such as the news of pesticides found in cold drinks. I will discuss the ingredients that the company claims to be used in drinks. These are the two biggest companies, PepsiCo and Coca-Cola. Mirinda and Fanta are competitors. Let's check their calories. It's stated that 100 ml contains 55 calories. So in a 600 ml bottle, that's 330 calories. You might think it's not a big deal, but when you consume vegetables or fruits with such calorie amounts, it becomes your lunch, filling you up. However, if you drink a bottle of Coca-Cola or Mirinda, these extra calories are useless. You will still need lunch or dinner. Moreover, normal foods contain protein, sodium, potassium, vitamins, fibers and fats, providing numerous nutrients. But what do you get from this bottle? Empty calories with no nutrients, just a sugar, a high amount of it. You might ask how much added sugar is normal for human consumption. The answer is zero. Yes, absolute zero, because we are talking about added sugar, not natural sugar. According to the American Heart Association, our bodies don't require any added sugar to function properly, so the body requires zero added sugar. But how much added sugar can our bodies tolerate? The recommended limit is 36 grams per day for adult men and 25 grams per day for adult women. And as you can see, in a 600 ml bottle of Mirinda, there are 82.8 grams of added sugar, surpassing your daily recommended intake with just one bottle. Consuming such a high quantity of sugar daily can make you extremely sick. While the consequences might not be immediate, continuing this habit daily for years can lead to joint pain, premature skin aging, liver damage, type 2 diabetes, pancreatic breakdown, kidney failure, increased risk of heart attack, and ultimately obesity. And the most dangerous aspect of sugar is that you can become addicted to it, just like people become addicted to drugs. Other countries have been discussing sugar overdose for a while now. That's why in 1964, PepsiCo launched Diet Pepsi, followed by Coca-Cola launching Diet Coke in 1982. Both versions of diet soft drinks contain 0 calories and 0 added sugar. But does that mean they are safe to drink? The answer is no, because artificial sweeteners are used in soft drinks such as aspartame, saccharin and sucralose. These artificial sweeteners have a controversial history, with many studies linking them to cancer, heart diseases, stroke, diabetes, kidney and liver toxicity, mental health problems and even birth defects. They were even banned in some places due to these concerns. Even if we give them the benefit of doubt and assume the studies conducted in their favor are correct, the rest of the ingredients still warrant examination. And the next harmful ingredient is caramel, which gives Pepsi and Coca-Cola their dark brown or black color. What is caramel? It's basically burnt sugar heated with ammonia and sulfides, releasing a byproduct called 4-MI. Several studies have linked 4-MI to cancer, and in California it's listed as a carcinogen. People who drink Mirinda and Fanta might think they are safe since their drinks are not black, but the truth is there is more to uncover. In drinks like Mirinda and Fanta, where does that orange color come from? Synthetic food color is used, with its code name being E110, also known as Sunset Yellow FCF. It's an azote produced from petroleum. In 1973, a pediatric Benjamin Feingold found that artificial food flavors led to hyperactivity among children and affected their attention span. This led countries like Norway, Finland and Sweden to ban Sunset Yellow FCF. To 24 years ago in 2000. As a result, several companies stopped using these ingredients, but only in the European Union, where regulations were imposed. In other countries, if you turn the bottle of Mirinda, you will find contains permitted synthetic food color 110 written. As I mentioned, 110 is the code name for Sunset Yellow FCF. Companies are regularly spending money on court cases in each country to defend their interests. According to PepsiCo's official website, they have spent $3.6 million in America for lobbying-related activities. Lobbying, in my opinion, is legalized corruption. These companies prioritize profits over people's health. Next is preservative E211, codename for sodium benzoate. In 2005, the US FDA found that soft drinks containing sodium benzoate contained benzene, a gas emitted from vehicle exhaust pipes and a non-carcinogen. And we know excessive sodium intake can cause hypertension. Now on to our next ingredient, phosphoric acid. As mentioned at the beginning of this video, is found in some cold drinks to prevent the growth of mold and bacteria. While it's not terribly harmful and is even found in milk, consuming large amounts of it can damage your teeth, leading to dental corrosion. Children are often advised to avoid soft drinks to prevent tooth damage, which may seem insignificant compared to other consequences. Moving on to other ingredients, let's take the example of Mirinda. Acidity regulator 330 is citric acid naturally found in foods like lemon, providing a sour taste. Acidity regulator 331 sodium citrate is a crystalline salt reducing acidity and preventing soft drinks from spoiling due to oxidation. Next, you will find chemicals labeled stabilizers. E1450, E445 are histocomer stabilizers and emulsifiers. They help combine liquids that don't normally mix and maintain the homogeneity of the solution to prevent lumps from forming. Finally, there is carbonated water in soft drinks, infused with carbon dioxide to create fizz. Liquids infused with carbon dioxide are known as soda, so all soft drinks are basically sugary sodas. These ingredients are not particularly dangerous, so they are generally considered okay for consumption. So next time, if you offer these drinks to guests, you could ask if they would like water infused with carbon dioxide and lots of sugar along with artificial colors like caramel for brown coloring, preservatives like sodium benzoate, acidity regulators like sodium citrate, and stabilizers like starch sodium octenol succinate. Regular consumption of these have been reported to increase the risk of obesity, diabetes, osteoporosis, dental corrosion, hypertension, and other ailments.
What?
Soft drinks, sir. Would anyone still want to drink them after learning about these things? In 2014, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, and several major food and beverage companies pledged not to market their products to children younger than 12 years. Yet indirect marketing is still rampant. Events like sports tournament quizzes sponsored by Coca-Cola are organized in schools, and Coca-Cola ads often feature children, despite their claims not to target them directly. Several celebrities have spoken about the issue, like the famous video of Cristiano Ronaldo choosing water, but many other celebrities and athletes still endorse these companies and promote their products. And one more thing, if you're thinking that fresh fruit juice and lemonade can be good, you are mistaken. While they do not contain the chemicals and cancer-causing elements found in soft drinks, yet they still contain sugar, which isn't ideal for health. So what should you drink? The answer is water. Yes, you heard it right. Eliminate soft drinks, fruit juices and lemonades. Drink water instead. It may take some weeks to adapt, but eventually you will prefer water over sugary drinks. Share this video so that more people can be informed about the health risk of sugary drinks and take better care of their health. If you like this video, check out others for more educational content. Thank you very much.